Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd, a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Bishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alul hazna idha shi'ta sahla. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. I welcome you to the class of those Lugha al-Arabiyya li ghayri nafiqin biha, and we are in the ending of book 2, right? Almost in the ending of book 2, inshallah ta'ala. We have a few more lessons, inshallah. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 5 lessons more specifically, inshallah, to finish 32, I think. 32 or 33 lessons. Or 31, I guess. 31 lessons. So 29, 30, 31. 28, including 28. So more 3 lessons, inshallah. Yes, I think. Okay. So we are doing naqis, which is weak verb, right? Which is weak verb, and weak verbs which come at the end. What is weak verb again? Weak verbs are something which has either a waw or a ya. Because we learned that verbs have 3 letters, right? We are learning 3-letter verbs. And in these 3 letters, if you have either a waw or a ya, it's called a weak verb, right? And the weakness could come either in the starting, that is the first letter could be weak, that is waw or a ya, or in between, right? Either a waw or ya, and at the end, right? A waw or a ya. So when it comes in the starting, a waw or a ya, we said it is called mithal, right? And we gave examples: wa'ada, ya'idu, wada'a, yada'u, mithal. Generally, misals are only vowels. The common ones are. Ya is also there, but very, very rare. Right? Yas are. Then we learned ajwaf. It will come in between, but we learned that whenever it's in between, it will change into an alif. Qala yaqulu. In mudari, we can see the waw, right? Or ba'a yabi'u, to sell. It's a ya. And another we learned, right? To sell, to say, and to and to sleep. Nama yanamu, which is very rare again, nabima, and so on. Now we are in the naqis. The last part of it is weak verbs. And the last letter is a weak. The lam kalima, as we used to say. Right? The lam kalima is a weak. And again, there are 4 here, but 3 are important here, the babs. We learned last class, that is Mashayamshi bab. Bab daraba, that is Mashayamshi. Right? And today, inshallah, we are learning Da'a yad'u bab, bab nasara, which is very easy, the easiest of all. And there's another bab, which is bab nasiya yansa, bab samia, that is. There's another bab, naha yanha, but it's a mixture of 2 babs. So he doesn't teach it here anyways. Right? So we did the conjugation yesterday of mashayamshi. So we said masha, in the dual, the ya comes back. So masha, mashaya, and because it is a fatha, you leave the fatha alone. You say mashaw. Right? Masha, mashaya, mashaw. Right? Because there it was fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. But here, because the alif and the waw gets joined, you leave it like that. You say mashaw. Then mashat, right? Fa'alat, fa'alata, mashata. Then again you leave it like that. It will become mashayna. Right? Fa'alna, the lam is a ya, so you leave it like that. Masha, you add a noon, mashayna. Then it's easy from that. Mashaita, mashaituma, mashaitum, mashaiti, mashaituma, mashaitunna, mashaitu, mashaina. Right? This is Madi. Then yamshi. Right? The mudare is yamshi. Yamshiyani. Right? Dual, right? Yafalu, yafalani. So ani you add to yamshi. Then yamshiyani. Here the sheen has a kasra. You see? Now if it is kasra and the waw is coming, what you'll do? You'll not say yamshawna. No. You'll change the yaf'aluna, you'll change the kasra into a dhamma. It'll become yamshuna. Okay. So if it is fatha, leave it alone. But if it is a kasra, make it into a dhamma. Because with vowels, we put a dhamma, right? Because it was actually yamshiyuna, 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 something like that. Right? Kasra with a vaw, it's not possible. So you change that kasra into dhamma. But we didn't do for the previous one. Masha, mashaya, mashau. We left the fatha alone. But here we're changing the kasra into a dhamma. Yamshi, yamshiyani, yamshuna, yamshuna. Then tamshi, tamshiyani. Here it's yamshi, right? You put a noon which is ready. Yamshina. You leave it like that. Yamshina. You take yamshi, put a noon. Khalas. For feminine plural. Then tamshi, tamshiyani. Again, because it is a kasra change to a dhamma, tamshuna. Then tamshina, tamshiyani. Again, tamshina again is dual. Amshi, namshi. Okay. So this is the mudare conjugation. It's a little bit here. The fathas and the dhammas are a little bit confusing. Okay. So they will do da'a, yad'u. After careful reading of the examples, this is the fifth bit, marfu'un, mansub, and amr from the following verbs. Da'a, yad'u. Asluhu, yad'uhu. Right? It's actually yad'uhu. Let's try to conjugate this also. Da'a, da'ava, da'u. Here it's fatha, so leave it like that. You don't say da'u. Right? Da'u. That's da'ata. And because it's a ya, it will be da'una. There it was mashayna. Here it is da'una. Then da'uta, da'utuma, da'utum, da'utu, 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 da'una. Yad'u, yad'uwani. يدعون تدعو تدعوان تدعون تدعو تدعوان تدعون تدعين تدعوان تدعون أدعو ندعو. Right? There's several changes here also. Right? So يدعو. Majzoom will be what we learned, right? Fail majzoom. It will become majzoom with dropping the weak letter. You drop the weak letter always. Right? You don't give sukoons here. You drop the weak letters. So the waw drop. Lam yad'u, he did not call. Udu is the amr. You chop this and you drop the weak letter, it becomes udu. And you bring hamza. Because ayn has a dhamma, you give a dhamma. So let's do this one. Shaka is to complain. Shaka. Yashku. And lam. Yashku. Lam yashku. And ushku, complain. We write with hamzatul was. Ushku. Same thing, yeah. Where is it? What will be the next one? Tala. Can anyone help me out? Tala. Mudare. Tala is to recite, by the way. Yatlu. No, yatlu. The mudare should start with a ya, right? Yatlu. Then lam yatlu. No? And then utlu. It comes in the Quran. Utlu ma uhiya ilayk. Recite what you have. What has been revealed to you. Utlu ma uhiya ilayka min rabbik. Then maha is to erase. It comes in the Quran. Yamhu Allahu ma yasha. Allah erases whatever it was. I think, yeah. Yamhu. To erase. Lam yamhu. And umhu. Umhu. Saturday's class, we have few people coming. Huh? Then Fridays. Weekend. Afa yafu, to forgive. Lam ya'fu. Lam ya'fu. And then urfu. Urfu anna. Forgive us. Fa'afu anna, it was actually urfu, but we had a fa, so we'll skip this reading, right? Fa'afu anna. All right. So I hope it's easy, inshallah, not that difficult. He gives some examples, almost 14 examples for this Nasara Yansuru Bab. So let's read. Shakani Zamili ilal Mudarrisi. Our classmate complained to the teacher. Right? Shakani. Our classmate, Zamili. So where's the file here? Who complains? I complained. No. So let's try to understand. Shaka is the verb, right? Zamil, yes. Zamilu is the file actually. And the kasra comes because ya mutakallim, right? Zamilu is because file is always marfu. So shaka is the me is the object about me. Naam. So my classmate complained about me to the teacher, right? وأنا شكوته إلى المدير. And I complained about him to the principal, right? This guy complained to me to the teacher. I directly went to the principal, right? I'm advanced in my complaints. أنا شكوته إلى المدير. شكوت. To is the file. Who is the this thing? So shakaw, see, wow is back. دعوت دعوتما دعوتم دعوتي دعوتما شكوت شكونا. So shaka, shakawa, shakaw, shakat, shakaw, shakawna, shakawta, shakawtuma, shakawtum, and so on. Shakawtuhu ila al-mudir. Identify what? Please explain. What do we want to identify? The file. Oh, the file is two, right? Two. File two. Right? So you can see the two and say that this is the file anytime. Right? Here, this anything joined to a verb, the hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, ye, na are always the objects, the attached pronouns. Always, they're never the files. Never. Yeah, ma'am. Hu, huma, hum, ha, huma, hunna, ka, kuma, kum, ki, kuma, kunna, and ye, that is ya, and na are always objects, never the file. Right? And we did a class also on on pronouns, right? And I think we explained that. Now, that is the confusion which I told, that because English people are not used to it. You're not used to objects coming first, right? But in Arabic, it's fine. And that too attached to a verb. It's not, I mean, it's difficult for English people to understand because the subject is coming late. First of all, the subject never comes late in Arabic, in English, never. The subject should come and then the verb should come. I cannot say ate I have to say I ate. But in Arabic, both are fine. But the general rule in Arabic is very simple order, right? Very simple order. What is the very simple order? Verb, subject, and object. Subject means file, okay? I don't mean mubtada. The subject of the verb. This is the normal order. But sometimes instead of VSO, it becomes VOS. Verb, object, and subject. Or sometimes it will become subject, verb, objects. Right? SVO. So VSO, VOS, and SVO, SVO. It can never become subject, object, verb, solve. No, never. You cannot bring the file and then the maf'ul, and then bring the verb later on. You cannot do that. But these three are fine. You can bring the verb, you can bring the subject in object. This is the very simple order, right? VSO, right? It's verb, subject, object, right? Or you can bring the object first, was, right? Verb, object, subject. Or you can bring the subject first, and then the verb, and then the object, which is in English. That's what we do, right? Subject, verb, object. I ate the apple. So apple is the object, H is the verb, I is the file, the subject of the verb, the doer of the verb, if you want to call it. Because you might get confused with mubtada, khabar. I'm not talking about those subjects. In English also, the doer, the file is called subject. Right? That'd be nominal sentence. Yes, that'd be a nominal sentence. If you do SVO, it'll be a nominal sentence. Correct. Now, just a shortcut I just made up just now. Now. Okay. Right. Swore. And I complained him to him. These are the three ways you can create a verb combination. And in Balagha, they teach that which is better. They argue, right? Which is better? Should we bring the verb first? Some say no, we have to bring the subject first because he's the hero of the sentence. And that's what English follows, right? The main person, the hero of a sentence, the main actor, not actor, yeah, the main actor, the main doer of the work, he should be brought first. Because you're talking about Zaid, for example. Zaid ate the apple. Some say no, the action is important. Because, okay, fine, Zaid is there, but what did he do? He ate. Right? So that's why in Arabic, verbs are important, actions are important, not people. Right? So it's just, philosophy behind. Although nobody sat and decided all these things, it just happened. Right, with time. Yeah, it's just philosophy of language. Why something is something. You ask why, right? Okay, تلا الإمام سورة الفيل في الركعة الأولى وسورة الإخلاص في الركعة الثانية. The Imam recited. Tala is to recite. Surah al-Fil, object, right? So verb, subject, object. VSO. This is very simple order. The Imam recited Surah Fil في الركعة الأولى in the first rak'ah, and Surah al-Ikhlasi and Surah Ikhlas in the second rak'ah. This is also object because of wow. Atf. Tala is the past, right? Alif. Remember, always in the Nasara Bab, you write the verb with an alif, right? It's an alif because it was actually talawa. And we learned that waw mutaharrik or ya mutaharrik has, if it has a fatha dhamma kasra and the previous letter has a fatha, so automatically many times it gets changed into a alif. Like qala was actually qawala. Now waw has a fatha, previous letter also has fatha, change into alif. Anyways, there are several rules which many people teach of letter changing rule. When to change what. I don't want to teach those because even I don't know much of them, and I'd rather, understand why it's happening instead of learning the rule. There's several roles here playing, and it applies all the time. Utlu Surat al-Rahman ya Ali. Recite Surah al-Rahman o Ali. Fourth one. Da'utu sadiqi ila qaryati. I called my friend to the village, to my village. Da'utu, I called. Right? After some time, he'll keep using so many verbs, you'll get used to it. You'll not even notice that this is naqis. Because you're not trying to conjugate it, right? Da'utu, you understand, I called. Whom did you call? My friend. Khalas. You not even notice that this is a weak verb. Right? So you just get used to the verb. Like you got used to fa'altu, zahabtu, kharajtu. You'll get used to da'utu also. Nothing new. So even if you don't understand the conjugation and all this changing stuff, don't go into it. I'd say don't go into it. You can try it out later when you finish book 3 maybe or something, right? Or something like that. Lam yashkunil mudiru ila abi. I mean, this should not be a reason for people to drop out. Right? I don't want anyone to drop out, so I'm trying to simplify how much is possible, but I can't help it more than this. Lam yashkunil mudiru ila abi. Lam came, right? It was yashku with a waw, and then the waw dropped, right? Lam came. The principal complained to my father, ila abi. Because trust me, like you're in 15th lesson, weak words will be your least of your concerns, right? When you go book 3, lesson 15, for example, weak words will be, you'll forget, oh, we studied somewhere back, something like that, right? It will be least of your concerns. There'll be so many new things which you'll keep learning, right? It's not the be all and the end all of the language. Anything you learn in a language, right? It's not the be all and the end all. Oh, this is so hard, I can't learn Arabic. You should not start crying or bickering about it, right? Maybe this is hard, yes. Something else might be easy, right? It's all about continuing to persevering. And there was a survey done, right? I mean, I read it somewhere, right? Who was the most successful person after 5 years? So they took a sample and they realized that after 5 years, it was not the person who had the highest wealth, not the person who had the highest IQ, intelligence, not the person with the most good looks or handsome or whatever, not the person who had family contacts who was most successful after 5 years. It was only one thing which all of them shared, the successful people, and that was perseverance, to keep going, even if you fall, to keep going. And they were successful, right? They were successful to keep going and to keep getting up. Like businesses, if you start a business, 90% of the businesses fail in the first 5 years. 90%. That's a statistic, right? In India, especially, it's more because we don't have. Maybe in China, there's a lot of competition, but still, is there. But here, if you become an entrepreneur, 90% fail. But the person who keeps going, because generally, another statistic say that your venture, the 4th or your 5th venture will become successful. So you'll fail in 1, 2, 3, 4, on an average. Yeah. You start a business, any business, you have to do the business 4 times, learn from your mistakes and stuff. Some people, it could be after 10 businesses, or so it could be, but on an average, 4 to 5 businesses. So one who perseveres, and that's why Allah loves, right? He loves a small deed which is done continuously. Doesn't mean you do one so much and then you forget, right? A small deed which is done, dawam, alad dawami, which is done continuously. That's what Allah loves, perseverance. Because today you might not understand one thing. After 5 years later, it'll be easy for you, inshallah. قال المدرس للطالب عفوت عنك. The next sentence. The teacher said to the student, عفوت عنك, I forgive you. So afa is used with an. In English, forgiving doesn't take a preposition or anything. I forgive about you or forgive to you. But in Arabic, it is used. An is used. So we don't translate this an. Afawtu anka. Allahumma innaka afuwun. Indeed, you are the afuwun. Afuwun is like you're the most forgiving. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa. Afwa is the action of forgiveness. So you love forgiveness. You love forgiving. Fa'afu anni. See, an is coming. Fa'afu is fa plus ufu. Right? The command verb. Fa'afu anni. Forgive about me? No. Forgive me. So we don't translate this an generally speaking. Lima tamhu hadhil kalimata. Why did you erase this word? Hiya sahihatun. It is correct. Umhu allati ba'daha. Erase the one which is coming after it. Umhu. Amr. 8th one. Ayya suratin tatlina ya umma kulthum. Which surah are you reciting? Oh, Umma Kulthum. So tatlina, right? Yatlu, yatluwani, yatluna, tatluwani, yatluna, tatluwani, tatluna, tatlina. Feminine, Ina is coming, right? Speaking to Ummu Kulthum, mother of Kulthum. So tatlina. Which surah are you reciting? Atlu surata Yasin. I am reciting Surah Yasin. I'm reciting Surah Yasin. Next, 9th one. Nad'u Allah an yashfiyaka. We pray to Allah to cure you. An yashfiyaka. Shafa yashfi is bab daraba and an came, right? So it's becoming mansub with a fatha. Yashfiya. Right? Mashayamshi. same thing. Shafa yashfi, to cure. An yashfiyaka. Nad'u Allah an yashfiyaka. We pray to Allah that He cures you. Ashakautani, 10th one. Ashakautani ila al-mudir ya Hamzatu. Right? Ashakautani. Ta is the file and ya is the maf'ulun bihi. Shakautani. Did you complain to me? I mean, did you complain about me to the principal? Ya Hamza. La lam ashkuka. No, I did not complain about you. Ashkuka. See, ashku. File is hidden here because it's afalu. Ka is the maf'ulun bihi, about you. قال نوح عليه السلام. Nuh عليه السلام said, ربي إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. Rabbi. I will learn in book 3, inshallah. Rabbi was actually Rabbi, and it's allowed when you're calling someone, you can drop the ya. Ya, it's dropped, so it became Rabbi. Ya mutakallim, my Lord. So it was Ya Rabbi. Ya is also hidden. So we can call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 5 ways. Rabba. We read this about Rabbi. Oh, it's in book 3 we read. Book 3. Rabbi, Rabbiya, Rabba, Rabbah, and Rabbi with a ya. Right? So this is about Rabbi. The 5 ways we can do that. Rabba, Rabbah with just a fatha and then alif and ha, Rabbah. And Rabbi, Rabbi, Rabbiya. I think, yeah, these are the 5 ways. Just calling upon our Lord. Rabbi inni, indeed I, da'utu. Right? Da'wa, da'utu, da'una. I called. Whom did I call? Maf'ulun bihi, qawmi. When did I call? Laylan wa nahara. Night and day. Right? This is the time. Is zarfu zaman. That's why it's mansub, right? Laylan wa nahara. It's a way of saying day and night. Right? Laylan wa nahara. I call them night and day. And Rabbi inni da'utu qawmi. Kama ja'a fi surati Nuh. As it has come in Surah Nuh. قال الله تعالى في سورة البقرة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Baqarah, أولئك. So alhamdulillah, he's bringing verses of the Quran also now, right? Although he brought many verses, right? I don't think anything is difficult to understand, right? If you go through the proper process, you can understand the Quran. Alhamdulillah. Rabbi. Grammatical, see, inni, ismu, Rabbi inni. Rabbi is, this is harfun nida and munada, right? Harfun nida, hazf, it is mahzuf. Inni, ismu inna is ya, da'awtu qawmi laylan wa nahara is the khabar inna. Right? This is all is the khabar inna. The jumla fi'aliya khabar inna. Right? The failure. Da'awtu, again you separate this. Da'aw is the fail, tu is the file, qawmi. You see, khabar can come as 5 types, right? Normal khabar of inna also. It could be one word, right? It could be one word. It could be, yeah, jar majur, a phrase, shibu jumla. Shibu jumla, it's a phrase. Shibu jumla could be 2 types, right? So there goes the 3rd one. It could be jar majur, it could be zarf also. Zarf shibu jumla, it is adverb, tahta, amama and all that. It could be jumla ismiya, it could be jumla fi'aliya. Yes. Right? 2 types of phrases, jar majur and shibu jumla, jumla ismiya and jumla fi'aliya. Naam. 2 types of sentences, 2 types of phrases, 1 word. So this jumla fi'aliya is coming as the khabar. And then you break down the jumla fi'liya, fail, file, maf'ul, zarfu zaman, zarfu makan, and so on. It's called maf'ulun fihi when we are talking about verbs. We'll learn in book 3. Same thing. Some people call it zarf, some people call it maf'ulun fihi. Fihi. Because they wanted to name everything with maf'ul, maf'ul, maf'ul. So there are generally 5 types of maf'ul they say. Maf'ulun bihi, maf'ulun lahu, maf'ulun fihi, maf'ulun mutlaq, and maf'ulun ma'ahu. Everything about the verb. Maf'ulun fihi tells you the time. Maf'ulun mutlaq comes for stressing something. Maf'ulun bihi is the object. Maf'ulun lahu is the reason for doing the verb. And maf'ulun ma'ahu is doing something along with the verb. Right? Something along with it. Ma'ahu is with something, right? So these are the something about it. Time, object, reason why, and for stressing the verb, and also for if you're doing something with, it's very rare, ma'ahu is very rare. Like if I say sirtu wal jabala, sirtu sara is to travel. So I traveled wal jabala. So wal jabala means ma'al jabali. I traveled along the mountain. So that is maf'ulun ma'ahu. So wal jabala gives the meaning of along the mountain. So that is ma'ahu anyways. Mutlaq is for stressing something. Darabani darban shadidan. He hit me a strong hitting kind of. It is not used in English, so we can't really grasp it. Jiddan is also, yeah. In jiddan, the verb is hidden, right? Hada jamilun jiddan is actually hada jamilun jamalan jiddan, something like that, right? So this is beautiful with a great beauty. You understand? With a great beauty. So it's weird in English, but in Urdu also we don't use maf'ulun mutlaq. And this is nice with extreme niceness, kind of. قال الله تعالى في سورة البقرة Now, قال الله تعالى في سورة البقرة, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Baqarah, أولئك يدعون إلى النار والله يدعو إلى الجنة. Right? أولئك is those, يدعون, they call, right? Jumla ismiya and khabar is coming as a failure. They call, waw is a file, إلى النار. إلى النار is muta'alliq for the word. Wallahu, and Allah calls towards Jannah. Ilal. And another statement, I think this is, right? Because this is completing of the meaning, right? And Allah calls towards Jannah. Ilal Jannati. وقال في سورة يونس, and in Surah Yunus Allah says, so what is telling Allah is saying? No, it doesn't. No. There's some vocabs which are similar, 50 to 60% maybe. But apart from vocabs, it doesn't help much. Allahu A'lam, I feel. Understanding of Urdu, no. وقال في سورة يونس. In Surah Yunus, Allah says, وَاللَّهُ يَدْعُو إِلَى دَارِ السَّلَامِ. And Allah calls to the house of peace. Yad'u. So many times, right? Allah calls towards the house of peace to all the people. Dar is house, right? Bait. Ila, that's right. And then mudaf ilayh. وَقَالَ فِي سُورَةِ الْقَصَصِ. And Allah says in Surah Qasas, وَلَا تَدْعُ. See, it was actually with a waw, and the waw is jar. وَلَا تَدْعُ. And do not call مَعَ اللَّهِ, with Allah, ilahan akhara. This is the object of tad'u. Ilahan, akhara is the nat, ilahan. And akhara is a diptode, so it will never take tanween. From akharu, akhara, akhara. And its muannas is ukhra. Ukhra. Ilahan, akhara. Ilah is a god. Don't call with Allah any other god, kind of, yeah? Next one is, next bab is baka yabki. Right? Baka yabki. Now he's teaching us, after bringing is the same baba, right? Mashayamshi and da yad'u. He taught us those things. Now he's going to the conjugation of Mashayamshi and Da'a Yad'u. So it's the same thing of those two verbs itself, daraba as well as nasara, but is going to trying to teach us slowly about the conjugation. Okay. Hamidun baka. He teaches it in his own way, right? He'll not go and tell you all the 14 and stuff, right? Hamidun baka. Hamid is Hamid cried. Aminatu bakat. Amina cried. Ana bakaitu. I cried. Okay. So help me with this. Hamidun rama. Hamid threw. Aminatu. Aminatu. Amina threw. Ramat. Yes, you drop the yas. Right? Ramat. Ana. I. Ramaitu. Yeah. Hamidun ata. Hamid came. Aminatu. Atat. See, you get a hang of it. Even if you're not able to do all the 14 conjugations, you can at least do these. Yeah, very easy. That's why he's teaching so easily. Ana. I came. Ataitu. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Right? I came. Hamidun jara. Hamid ran. Aminatu. Jarat. And Ana. Jaraitu. I ran. Right? Ana jaraitu. Fishari. I ran on the street. Hamidun kawa. Hamid iron. Aminatu. I'm just going slowly. Yeah, because conjugation. Kawat, naam. And ana kawaitu, right? Ana kawaitu. Same thing, but because it's an alif, that's a wow, right? If you see an alif, it's a wow. So you cannot say da'aitu with a ya. No, you have to say with a wow. It's actually a wow, right? So aminatu, that's same thing like kawat. So anyways, this is same. I lost connection. Nam, no issues. Ana da'utu, I called. Right? I called. Ana da'utu. So Hamidun shaka, Aminatu. Let's do two more. Yeah, I mean, I'll ask two more. Shaka is to complain. Oh, maybe lost connection. Okay. Aminatu shakat. Okay. Aminatu shakat. And Ana. Shakaitu. No. Because it's an alif, it will be Da'utu, shakaw. Yes, shakawtu. Correct. This is the only chain, right? In Madi. Okay, it's a wow. So instead of I, you used to say aw. Ana shakawtu. I complained. Hamidun raja. Hamid hoped. Aminatu. Rajat. Ana. I hoped. Rajautu. Correct, mashallah. Hamidun tala. Aminatu. Hamid recited. Aminatu talat and ana talautu, not talaitu. Many people say that talaitu. Talautu. Tala is with an alif, so it's a wow. 1 second, please. Okay. Hamidun maha. Aminatu. Mahat and mahautu. Correct. Alhamdulillah. If you understand mahautu, you can understand. Maha is to erase. Maha, erase. 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 Yeah, mahau to. Okay. Buckets. Why is buckets? It was actually asluhu baka with an alif and ta, right? Baka. Ya or ta alif, right? When the maha is to erase, erase, remove, erase, erase. How do you say that? Erase, right? Mitana. Yamhu Allahu ma yasha'u, right? Allah erases, not raise, erase. Okay. Remove. Bakat asluhu baka'at. We learned a rule that the ya, if it's attaching a pronoun, you will make it in alif. So it got changed into alif, and this has a sukun. This has a sukun, you'll drop the alif. Bakat. حذفت منه ألف بسبب التقاء الساكنين. From it, alif has been dropped because of التقاء الساكنين. Sakinain. Two sukuns are coming. So bakat it became. So all of this are bakat, dat, shakat, rajat, talat, mahat, kavat, jarat, atat, ramat. Bakat. أجيب أن يحسب النفي مستعملا لم. Right? Help me with this, right? Help me with this. Because it's important to drop the last letter. Okay, you have to answer using lam. Abakat tiflu. Did the boy cry? How do you say? Lam and use fail mudare. Lam. What is the mudare? Baka. Yabki. Yes, without a ya. Lam yabki. He did not cry. Akawait al khamisa. Did you iron the shirt? Lam akwi. I did not iron. Yes. Ashakaka al mudarrisu ila al mudisi. Shakaka. Confusing. So shaka. Ka. Who's the file? The teacher is the file. Shaka. Ka. Al mudarris. Ka is the object. Yes. So who complained? The teacher complained about you. So did the teacher complain about you to the principal? Yes, mudarris. Little confusing. Lam yashku. Lam yashku. He did not complain. Ad'awta zamilaka ila al-bayt. Did you call your classmates to the house? Lam adu. I did not call. Abanayta baytan jadidan. Did you build a new house? Lam abni. I did not build. Right? Amahut tasmi min daftari. Did you erase my name from your notebook? Lam amhu. So you need to know the conjugation to understand this. Maha becomes yamhu. First person become amhu. Then lam comes. You drop the vav. So lam amhu. When you get used to it, just say it without thinking, but you get used to it. Atal mudiru. How do I say this? Did the principal come? Lam. He did not come. Yes, lam ya'ti. Lam ya'ti. Without the ya, we drop. Aramayt al lam ya'ti. Now, aramayt al khumamata fi shari. Did you throw the garbage in the street? Lam admi. I did not throw. Ara'ayta aliyan fil fasl. Did you see Ali in the class? Lam admi. I mean, lam ara. Ra'a is yara and ara is lam ara. I did not see. Lam ara aliyan fil fasl. So many classes, what they do is they don't teach you the reason at all. They just make them memorize, and that's also a good way. in the madrasa setting or these settings, they make the students memorize. So they don't even know it's a weak verb, generally speaking. They know it's a weak verb, it's called naqis and so on, but they just know the conjugation so well, they can just say, I did not see is lam ara, khalas. And they'll learn it as vocabs. Right? So without even realizing that the ya has dropped and so on. So, all right. Okay. Let's do 2 more exercises, inshallah, and then we can continue later on. 9 and 10. Oh, not 10. Okay, this will be the last exercise because Nasiya, we should do it in next class. Right? Nasiya. Okay. I think we can do it in one class from lesson exercise 10. Let's do the last one. We have to add la nahiya to it. This is too big lesson. No. Welcome to book 3 type lessons. Marhaban bikum. Book 3, when you say something, each lesson is double this lesson. Almost all lessons. So many points will keep coming. And then after 4 classes, we'll end a lesson, 4 or 5 classes. So that's why nobody reaches book 3, right? But inshallah we will, and we will complete it. Inshallah ta'ala. And nobody teaches this also. You find, if you go and search on YouTube, you'll find hardly 1 or 2 playlists available for book 3. Hardly, right? And that would be incomplete or it's still going on and so on. If you search Madina book 1, oh, everyone is teaching Madina book 1. You have this videos and those videos and so on. Madina book 2, there are people who have taught, alhamdulillah, but it comes down, the number comes down. Book 3, it's hardly 1 or 2 people. Alhamdulillah, they're there, right? They're there, alhamdulillah, but very few people. Because students hardly stay till book 3. And even if they stay, the teacher has to teach so much, and even he might not know some stuff. He has to keep revising and looking into it. Like it happens, and it's okay. All right, we have to add a la. Arabiya Benedek also, yeah, people love it a lot, right? I don't know why, but they are new books, right? So people love them a lot. I don't know. We should compare actually. A student who's completed Madina books and a student who's read Arabiya Benedek. Obviously, Arabiya Benedek will be high, but will he struggle a lot? I feel he'll struggle a lot in Arabiya Benedek. So many vocabs, so much stuff is going on. Form 10, Form 3, Form 4. Both should be hand in hand, yes. Right? That's good. Of course, when you learn Madina book 3 and practice, your level is here. But when you finish Arabiya Benedek, you're here. I definitely agree with that. Because it's so much, there's so many verbs and so many things coming up, and you have to finish 8 books, right? 4 volumes. Right? So, yeah, it's a lot. So, till he finishes 4 books. In that time, this same student will finish 3 books of Madina. All right. Let's do this very easy. You just add a la, drop the last letters. Okay. I like 1 or 2. Ilal mudiri awsa la tashkuni. So you write la, tashku, khalas. Drop the vowels and last letters. Chop, 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 chop. And add las. Khalas. This is what you do, right? This is also majzub, right? La nahiya, it makes it majzub. La taf'al with a sukun. So la tashku ni ilal mudiri. Don't complain about me to the principal or teacher. La tabni al masjida fi hadha ash-shari. Tabni without a ya. La tabni. Don't build the masjid in the street. لا تبكي يا ولد. Don't cry. Don't cry, oh boy. لا تطوي هذه الورقة يا أخي. Don't fall. طوى يطوي is to fall. مشى يمشي. Don't fall this page, oh my brother. لا تجري في الشارع يا ولد. Don't run in the street, oh boy. لا تمحو هذه الكلمة يا أحمد. Don't erase this word, oh boy, oh Ahmed. لا تدعو مع الله إلها آخر. Don't call anyone with Allah any other God. Don't call to anyone else. لا تمشي في الشمس يا محمد. Don't walk in the sun, oh Muhammad. You might melt away. So this is what it is. Tabni, tashku, tabki, and so on. You drop the yas in last letters. Okay. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll continue with Nasiya, which is the Samiya Bab, right? Inshallah, we'll continue. Next week, we might take 2 more classes. Well, it might, we don't know. We have 10 more lessons, exercises, right? Inshallah ta'ala. And then we'll be done with weak verbs. Inshallah ta'ala. And this is what I was fearing in 2 classes. We will see, inshallah, because it depends. Inshallah, we'll see. Sometimes it's easy, the exercise is easy. And inshallah, let's see. Jazakallahu Khair. Khaira. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.